Whether you call them chick flicks, rom-coms, or just romance movies, these films are sure to tug at your emotions. Here's our list of the best romance movies of the 1990s. Be sure to like and subscribe because we're working on an 80s romance movie list next. Number 10. City of Angels. Can angels fall in love? Apparently they can. In City of Angels, Nicolas Cage stars as Seth, an angel who watches over humans. One night at the hospital, Seth becomes fascinated by a surgeon named Maggie Rice, and he begins to communicate with her. Soon, falling in love and having Seth consider if he should give up being an angel and fall to Earth.
You take the plunge, the tumble, the dive, you jump off a bridge, you leap out a window, you just make up your mind to do it, and you do it.
City of Angels was released in theaters on April 10, 1998, and with a budget of $55 million, it was a success, making over $198 million at the box office. Number 9. Sliding Doors. Sliding Doors is truly a story of what if. What if you had missed your train? How different would your life be? For Helen, it meant catching her boyfriend cheating and leading her down a path of new romance. This movie goes into both timelines, one where she stays with her cheating boyfriend and one where they break up. You may have heard of the term sliding doors moment, made popular after the movie, in where a small moment makes a difference in the future. An instance like this happened to a fan of Gwyneth Paltrow who ran into her on the morning of September 11th and caused her to be late for work, most likely saving her life.
Had we not had that interaction, she feels that her life would have taken a much different course. She called it her sliding doors moment.
Sliding Doors came out on April 24th, 1998, grossing $67 million. Number 8. Pretty Woman. Referred to by some as a modern-day telling of My Fair Lady or the Greek myth of Pygmalion, Pretty Woman is the story of Vivian, a sex worker who is hired by a rich businessman, Edward, to keep him company for the week. She has to learn to dress and behave like the rich so she can accompany Edward on his business affairs. But is it just business, or is love blossoming between the two? Pretty Woman opened in theaters March 23, 1990, and grossed $463.4 million worldwide at the box office. Number 7. The Wedding Singer. In this film, Robbie Hart is a heartbroken wedding singer who got stood up by his bride, Linda, on the day of his wedding. However, his feelings for Linda soon diminish when he finds himself helping out his coworker, Julia, with her own wedding arrangements. Robbie and Julia find that there may be more to their feelings than just friendship, especially when Robbie realizes that Julia is about to marry a womanizing jerk. Starring Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, the movie opened in theaters just in time for Valentine's Day on February 13, 1998, and with a budget of $18 million, it was a commercial success, earning $123.3 million. Number 6. My Best Friend's Wedding. What would you do if you realized you were in love with your best friend? Julia Roberts stars as Julianne Potter, who realizes she's in love with her soon-to-be-married best friend, Michael. She decides to take matters into her own hands and try to break up the wedding. My Best Friend's Wedding was released on June 20th, 1997, and made over $299 million at the box office. Number 5. Sleepless in Seattle.
Look. It's a sign.
Inspired by the romantic classic An Affair to Remember, Sleepless in Seattle tells the story of widowed architect Sam Baldwin and his son Jonah, who find themselves on a nationwide radio show after Jonah calls in expressing his feelings about his father. Annie in Baltimore begins to listen to the show, and after several nights of hearing Sam's story, she starts to develop feelings for him even though they've never met.
I am having all of these fantasies about some man I have never even met.
Starring Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks as our two main leads, the film opened on June 25, 1993, and grossed nearly $228 million after its theatrical debut. Number 4. Ghost. Sam and Molly are a couple in love, but when Sam is murdered on the street by a thug, Sam becomes a ghost who looks in on Molly and tries to find a way to communicate with her through a psychic medium named Oda Mae. Things take a turn for the worse when we realize that Sam's friend and co-worker Carl had something to do with Sam's death, and now the ghost of Sam, along with Oda Mae, must protect Molly from Carl's corrupt plans. Ghost was released on July 13, 1990, and with a budget of about $23 million, it was a commercial hit, making over $505 million at the box office. Number 3. Titanic. James Cameron turns the tragic tale of the sinking of the Titanic into an epic romance movie that rivals the legacy of the ship. In the film, we follow the story of Jack and Rose developing a romance aboard the ship, a love that is forbidden due to not only boundaries and class, but Rose already has a fiancé. During the sinking of the ship, Rose faces the decision whether to go with her mom and keep her high-class status or abandon it all and stay with Jack. When creating Titanic, James Cameron went on 12 dives to the real wreckage of the Titanic, and even had a special deep-sea camera developed so that it could be submerged and take footage of the actual ship as it lay at the bottom of the ocean. This, and recreating a ship as grand as the Titanic, are part of the reason why this film is the most expensive movie to be made in the 20th century, with a budget of $200 million. It's a good thing the movie made over $2.2 billion at the box office after its December 1997 release. Number 2. While You Were Sleeping. What if the guy of your dreams is about to get hit by a train? Would you jump over and save him? Well, in this story, Lucy did. After saving her crush, Peter Callahan, from an incoming train, he goes into a coma, and a minor misunderstanding at the hospital causes a big misconception that makes Peter's family think that Lucy is engaged to Peter. And the story only gets crazier when Lucy meets Peter's brother, Jack, who has suspicions about Lucy. But as he tries to find out more about her, ends up falling in love with her, and she finds for herself that maybe her own feelings have changed as well. Compared to Titanic, this movie's budget was a lot lower at only $17 million, but it made $182 million after its April 1995 debut. Why is it higher than Titanic on our list, you may ask? Although there was a grandeur and amazing scenery in Titanic, While You Were Sleeping relies on storytelling and connecting with the audience. On Rotten Tomatoes, it received a higher score than Titanic, but not quite as high as our number 1 pick. Number 1. Sense and Sensibility. Based on the Jane Austen novel of the same name, Sense and Sensibility stars Kate Winslet and Emma Thompson as the Dashwood sisters, Eleanor and Marianne, whom after the death of their father are left penniless and must now find suitable husbands, if they want to go back to living amongst the swells. This story tugs at the drama of how being a woman of class in the 18th century had its difficult moments, especially when it came to matters of the heart.
He's broken no vow. He has. He's broken faith with all of us. He made us all believe he loved you.
The film received 7 Academy Award nominations at the 1996 ceremony, winning the award for Best Adapted Screenplay that Emma Thompson wrote herself. Sense and Sensibility was released in December 1995 in the US and February 1996 in the United Kingdom, and made $135 million worldwide. We hope you enjoyed our picks of the best 90s romance movies. Comment below if you have any other favorites that weren't on the list, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We're working on an 80s romance movie list next, and you'll surely want to see if your favorites are on that one. See you next time here on Retro Needy.